Russia has launched a fresh offensive, not on the battlefield, but in the information war. Moscow is now directly targeting European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen after she outlined the EU's so-called conditions for peace in Ukraine.
First, borders cannot be changed by force. As for Kosovo, Ursula could not have been unaware. It was the West that proclaimed and, through the use of force, unilaterally redrew the borders of Serbia against the will of the Serbian people.
Russia says Europe is preaching principles it has never followed itself. Moscow is now reviving Kosovo to tear down Brussels' moral, standing on territorial integrity.
Third, the centrality of the European Union in securing peace for Ukraine must be fully reflected. And since, when has the European Union been securing peace for Ukraine? This is an important question, because we need to pinpoint the exact date when Brussels began experiencing hallucinations.
Zakharova then went after Ursula von der Leyen on the question of sovereignty and military limits for Ukraine. She argues the EU chief is denying Ukraine the same restrictions once accepted by Germany itself.
Second, as a sovereign nation, there cannot be limitations on Ukraine's armed forces that would leave the country vulnerable, thereby also undermining European security. So Ursula is denying a sovereign state the right to make decisions about its own armed forces, isn't she? Take, for example, the 1992+4 Treaty on Germany, which regulated the structure of the Bundeswehr.
But Zakharova saved her strongest attack for Ukraine's political trajectory and Europe's role in it. She accuses the West of orchestrating regime change and hijacking Ukraine's sovereignty.
Ukraine must have the freedom and sovereign right to choose its own destiny. They have chosen a European destiny. This is the most absurd. We all remember very well how the legitimately elected president of Ukraine, Viktor Yanukovych, stated that the country he was then leading on legal grounds was suspending the EU association agreement.
While Russia's foreign ministry launches a public narrative war, the Kremlin is taking a very different approach. President Putin's spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, confirms Moscow is closely monitoring US-Ukraine negotiations.
We understand that negotiations are underway between the Americans and Ukrainians. We understand that some amendments are being made to the text that was published. We understand that the text that we unofficially obtained earlier has also undergone changes. But at some point, the time will come when we will have our own contacts with the Americans, and we will officially receive some information.
Peskov made it clear Russia will not play this out in front of cameras or media headlines. Instead, Moscow is positioning itself as calm, patient, and calculating.
We therefore prefer to avoid megaphone diplomacy. We are waiting for the American side to share the information about their contacts, ideally in a formal way. We remain open to the negotiation process. We are interested in achieving our goals through political and diplomatic means.
So this is Russia's two-track strategy in motion. On one side, the foreign ministry demolishes the EU's credibility in public. On the other, the Kremlin keeps its channel open only with Washington. Brussels is being mocked, while Moscow waits for America to call